evening, everyone. It's Mara from Energy Wellness Products, and it's Wednesday, and it's all about sharing wellness, promoting health Wednesday. So I decided this week to once a month talk about my newsletter. So this month we're going to talk about working with chronic Lyme disease, discovering herbs and nutrients that may be able to help you, and things you can do naturally to help you during recovery. So what is Lyme disease? It's a bacterial infection caused by Bacterium Borrelia burgdorferi and possibly other related species like B. mayonnaise. It's transmitted primarily through tick bites, and usually what happens is several days after you get a bite, you can develop a bullseye-like rash, fever, headache, and fatigue. Most cases can be treated successfully within a few weeks with antibiotics. According to the CDC, 10 to 20% of people treated for Lyme disease develop ongoing symptoms, a condition that's been called post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. It's also been called chronic Lyme disease. So symptoms of PTLDS can include chronic fatigue, pain, migrating joint and muscle pain, restless or disturbed sleep, swelling in the knees, shoulders, elbows, and other large joints throughout the body. Some have short-term memory, difficulty concentrating. Some have trouble speaking or with other neurological conditions. So many of these symptoms seem to last more than 6 months, and sometimes they last for many years to come. One of the problems diagnosing Lyme's disease is when the tick bites you, it releases a numbing compound as well as chemicals that inhibit our body's immune response protecting us. And this gives the bacteria an opportunity to burrow into tissues and hide, which is allowed by their corkscrew shape, and making it harder for antibiotics to work. Also, they say this bacteria doesn't rapidly multiply nor produce toxic symptoms, making it more difficult. So it's hard to diagnose, and that's why when you read a lot about it, there's false negatives, false positives, and that kind of thing. So in this month's newsletter from Stephen and the Sunshine Sherry, he explores PTLDS and some of the remedies used by many herbalists and holistic doctors. I'm not going to review all of them because you can read the newsletter, which will be in the link in the description of this Facebook Live. But a lot of well-known antimicrobials are cat's claws, astragalus, garlic. Some things to support the immune system and keep it balanced are cordyceps, mushrooms, eleuthero root, and ashwagandha. And for restorative, collagen, horsetail, multiple vitamins, EFAs, antioxidants, anything that you can do to support overall health and structure in the body is going to be beneficial. There's also a lot of things that I wanted to add to this that about co-infections. A lot of people with Lyme's get really severely sick, and many of those people should focus on eliminating or identifying co-infections. They can include Babesia, Bartonella, Rickettsia, Ehrlichia, Anaplasma, as well as Colorado tick fever, Mycoplasma, Powassan virus, Q fever, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, tick paralysis. Ticks carry a lot of diseases and a lot of bacteria, so if you're feeling really, really bad, you may want to take a look at any co-infections you might have. And a list of a lot of information on Lyme's disease is at lymedisease.org. You also want to create healthy habits. You know I'm a really big healthy habit, gut health, eat right person. So no matter what's wrong with you, how we eat, how we live really impacts how we feel. So anyone that's dealing with a weakened bodily state, like I was with my chronic pain at its height back in the 90s, you want to focus on building a healthy environment throughout your body, regardless of what treatment regimen you're on. So you want to focus on eating whole fruits, green leafy vegetables, complex carbohydrates, lean proteins, and healthy fats. You may even want to consider a collagen supplement because collagen is kind of where the bacteria lie. So for improvement in all of our wellness, You also need to stay hydrated, so drink water. Keep as active as you're able to, depending on how you feel, and manage your stress because you're not feeling well, and if you're in chronic Lyme, it's going to be very stressful. You could be feeling fear, so try to focus on that and not get carried away with that, and make sure you're getting enough sleep, and seek I'm having trouble talking tonight, and seek spiritual support and support from friends and family. So all that can be very helpful for you as you go on. You also want to focus on your gut health because your gut health impacts your overall health, and 70 to 80% of our immune system comes from our gut. And many foods can contribute to leaky gut, and we don't want leaky gut because we don't want our body dealing with anything it doesn't need to be dealing with. So a lot of people that are in a weakened state may want to consider avoiding gluten, dairy, soy, nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, white potatoes, peppers, eggplant, gooseberries, okra, which can impact leaky gut, as well as joint pain and your immune system. So even if you feel you don't have sensitivities to these foods, eliminating them may help you feel better and have more of an impact than you think. If you eliminate them, after you eliminate them and you want to add them back to see if they're bothering you, add them back one at a time and just have don't overdo it. Don't eat like, a whole pizza or something, but have a little bit one day and then a little bit the next day, and give your body a day or two to see if it reacts. Your gut likes to eat complex carbs, healthy fats, lean proteins, whole fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables, and it especially likes fermented foods. The good bacteria in our gut like plants, fibers, and fermented foods. So remember, a weakened digestive system can lead to chronic inflammation, and a healthy gut can help your body eliminate heavy metals. And a lot of reading I've done and watching the chronic Lyme disease summits for the last couple years, they always talk a lot about heavy metal toxicity. So there's a product I really like, Ultrabiome DTX by Nature's Sunshine, which was studied and shows that it helps eliminate heavy metals by 76% compared to other things. And it also supports overall gut health. So if it's not something you looked at, you may want to look at heavy metal detoxification. I've also, a lot of people that I've worked with Lyme's have mentioned that it's hard for them to balance their pH. During the course of their symptoms and their disease, they have varying pH levels. Some can be too alkaline, some can be too acidic, and regardless of whether you're too acidic or too alkaline, pH is really kind of the energy measurer in the body. So there's a little pH book in the newsletter you can download and read. Our previous newsletter we did on pH, on adjusting your diet and your foods to balance that, and how you may want to test pH with some pH strips. Also, the ePower machine, which is pH is a balancing machine, an energy machine, and it promotes energy and balance throughout the body. Many people have found that very helpful for joint health and just overall balancing and energy with pH. Remember, according to Carrie Reams, your pH is energy and indicates mineral absorption, your diet, and how quickly or slowly you're digesting your food. So your body tries to maintain a blood level pH of 7.35, and it will steal from Peter to pay Paul to maintain that balance. So you may want to just do a little more research and check out our newsletter and booklet on pH on how to test that and balance that. The other thing that I found out when I was going to school for naturopathy and herbs, my herb teacher, Dr. Frichte, had Lyme's disease, and he, as an herbalist, was reading a book by Matthew Wood, and discovered teasel root, and he made teasel root tinctures, which he took. Dr. Fricke was really sick with Lyme's. He was practically bedridden, and he took teasel, and it really helped him. So I have a link in this newsletter to his story, and he found it very beneficial. So it was really an inspiring story and a really nice man. Dr. Fricke's no longer with us, but I really enjoyed learning from him as a mentor and also learning from Stephen Horn. The other thing is the Chi machine and far infrared therapy. You know, I love the Soki products. The E-Power is one of them, which is a negative potential, high frequency, low voltage machine that facilitates balance and energy in the body. And the Chi machine and far infrared therapy has helped a lot of customers managing their symptoms and how they feel. The Chi machine promotes circulation and lymphatic movement, and it can help relieve muscular aches and pains, helping to reduce extracellular fluids because of all the movement in the circulation and lymph. And the far infrared heating pad and the dome use far infrared heat to promote a gentle warmth that actually heats the tissues inside the body through a phenomenon known as resonance absorption. So it kind of heats you from the inside out, promoting circulation, kind of engaging the innate healing capabilities of the body, and to further relieve aches and pains and supporting a strong immune system. There's lots of information out there on Lyme's. Several people I'm familiar with, Dr. Rawls, who's actually an MD, had Lyme's, and his story and his diet are worth reading. And Dr. J. Davidson had a lot of information on Lyme's on his blog. That's very interesting. There's many other people that I've read articles and stuff on Lyme's because I have a lot of friends with it, and I've worked with a lot of people with it. So remember, you know, your health is really important to you, and the stronger we are, the less likely we are to react to certain things that invade our space, whether that be through colds, flus, or anything. You always want to try to maintain strength. So check out this month's newsletter in the link in the description, and we'll see you next week.